PS for the State Department for Youth Affairs and Creative Economy. I am flanked by a very indefatigable team comprised of the leadership of the county commissioners. There is a PS for internal security, who is represented by the secretary, administration, and also the chairperson of the caucus of the CECs, the county chief executive committee members, who is Waziri Olunga from Busia. We also have a representative from the Office of the PS for Devolution, and our structure, the directors for the youth, our ministry, the regional coordinators from all the counties. So the reason we've gathered here is because as a State Department serving within the administration of His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, we gazetted through our CS the election dates for the National Youth Council to be 6th of October for ward level, 16th of October for constituency, and 30th of October for the National Youth Congress. As a result, we have been doing a lot of work internally, but we chose to adopt a whole of government approach so that we can deliver one of the very best to the young people of Kenya who actually deserve the best. And today, we are doing a third consultative meeting. It is fair to note, and I thank God that we have had a very consistent networking, relationship with the counties. This is the third meeting we are having with the CCs for youth, and through the support of our colleagues in Interior, we are doing also, we have enjoined the county commissioners as part of these meetings. The reason we are doing this is because we want to be as elaborate as possible, because we have structures of our governance in the county, in the national government, which all deserve to be involved in how best we can forge ahead and collaborate in our programs, and particularly this one, which is a long overdue for the young people of Kenya. So one of the key reasons, which is a philosophy of the State Department, why we involve the county governments, is because we are serving the same person. I have said time and again that we do not have a youth for the national government and a youth for the county government. We have a youth of the Republic of Kenya who deserves to get services and attention from the government, not necessarily the county or the national government. That's why we have a very cordial working relationship with the caucus of the CECMs in charge of youth from all the counties. And for today, we are here because apart from the internal consultations, which are timely and we normally come, call each other to have these conversations, one of the key reasons we're here is because we want to see that after this, we can amplify the education, the civic education, which is part of the statutory requirements of the regulation. I know we have been doing, at our level through different platforms, but we feel if we tap into the energy and the structures of Ngao, the structures of the county government, it will really be multiplied in a way that can really give the best results, so that every young person of Kenya knows what is happening and what is expected of them, about how they can be a voter, about how they can participate basically as candidates, so that they can also avail themselves for election by their colleagues. The administration of His Excellency Dr. William Ruto is very determined to deliver this election for the young people. And it is fair, to trace history that I know people say that this country held an election last in 2012. 2012, it was before devolution. And in most cases, with the new structures now of our governance, within that has come through devolution, there is need for young people also to be represented. 14 years ago, which is 2012, I was in Form 2 in one of the secondary schools around the country. Today, 14 years later, we are faced with a situation that we have to deliver this election without postponing, because it is one of the structures that young people will use to be able to amplify their voices, which is basically one of the philosophies behind the creation of the National Youth Council, so that young people can have a legitimate voice, can be heard. If you walk around here and you stop young people and ask them, what do you do as a young person? Most of them, they will tell you, I'm a youth leader. But ask them, leading which group of young people? You know, they create their own caucuses, and because they show that they're willing to lead, everybody wants to identify themselves with the leadership of groups. And that's where we are. And that's why we think we have to deliver this so that young people now have an opportunity to genuinely, through a structured system within government, to be able to amplify their voices from the ward level across, you know, the constituencies all the way to the national level. And to that effect, other than the consultations, like I've said, that have been you know, going on, today we are happy to announce the official launch of the voter registration portal. So from today, young people will be able now to register, you know, as voters. I think the CEO will mention the link to us, so that young people now can freely, you know, go out, register themselves as voters, you know, participate actively as you know, continue to share uh, through, you know, the different platforms, including yourselves, on how now they can participate in the next phases. So it is fair also to mention that the regulation allows for three different systems of election. One is manual, two is online, and three is hybrid. We can do both. So the National Steering Committee, which is chaired by Mr. Osaso here, who is a part here of this delegation. The regulation says the PS is the chair of the National Steering Committee, but can delegate. So I assigned, I nominated, and consequently the CS, Salim Vuria, gazetted Mr. Osaso as the chair of the National Steering Committee with his full membership. The committee settled on a hybrid system, you know, owing to several factors, but that's where we are. So the link will be shared. Young people are free to ensure that they tap, they register themselves as voters. And we thank Konza, because now when we were struggling to see how best we'll have a system which is secure, which can protect data, which can, you know, be very simple for young people to be able to use, I think Konza came through, and we appreciate the good work they are doing. They have had an opportunity to present here. I also invite you to come and see their remaining bit of their presentation, so that you can appreciate the level of readiness that this country has embraced, you know, technology through the Konza Smart City. I think the guys have done a lot of great work, and we appreciate them, and my colleague PS engineer John Tanui, for that kind of coordination. So I think with that we can call it a session, but it is fair that I also allow a minute at least from the chair of the caucus of CECs to be able to share. Then I can listen to. I've been told there are no questions, but I can listen to two questions. So, Chair.
Thank you very much. My name is Olunga Paul Lefenye. I'm the CEC in charge of youth from Busia County, and I'm also the chair of the caucus for CCMs in charge of youth and sports. My colleague from West Pokot is here, who is my secretary. The way the PS has put it, we as a county government, we have a very good and robust working relationship with the national government, because our client is one. The same youth that is in the county is the same youth that we talk about as a Kenyan citizen. So concerning this particular journey, as county governments, we have agreed through the Council of Governors, who are our bosses, that we are going to journey together to ensure that at least the National Youth Council will have to have a very fair, free, verifiable election. And we as the county government, we are going to play a very serious role in ensuring that, because we are the ones who are with these guys at the lowest level. So we are going to ensure that we bring them on board. And because, you know, when we mention elections in Kenya, sometimes some people would want to take advantage of our youth. So we as a county government are working very closely with the county commissioners and generally the security apparatus at the county level. We are going to ensure that we are not going to have any issues of what is currently in Kenya called goonism. We are going to ensure that we do not have such interferences with the election of our youth. Otherwise, I just want to promise that as county governments, all the 47 CECs, and in fact today here, due to a very cordial working relationship we have with the PS, Fikirini, today we have the highest number ever of 32, you can imagine more than 30 CECs for youth are here today from different counties. So that tells you that with such a cordial working relationship, we are going to deliver the best for the country, Kenya, because I believe that that is the aspiration of our president and of all the governors across the country. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. So the portal that young people can use to register themselves as voters is elections.nyckenya.go.ke. elections.nyckenya.go.ke. That is what they can use. It is a system by the NYC, very safe, built by our very own Konza, Technopolis, and I think it's ready to get us going. Thank you.
So I'm Horopes from Capable Media Africa. There was already a link for voters to register in the website since Kitambo, I think this year. Is it still active? Should they re-register or they can still... There was a link in the website. Okay. They can re-register when you register Kosawa.
They're okay, we'll just transfer the data.
Okay.
Kosawa.